everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today we are talking Pelafondo and charity medal. So I've got a couple of things to say about Pelafondo in general. I've got a couple of things to say about getting 100 miles, which I totally got. I was so excited and proud of myself. I nearly cried at the end when I was getting right close to the end. I was like, I don't know, the last like 20 miles was really tough, but I endured and I got it done. And right as I knew I was at the 100-mile mark, I just felt so great. I ended up going 101.93 miles, so very close to 102. I will throw my little like medal thing up on the screen. You get this little virtual badge thing and it shows you your mileage and pace and all that stuff. We'll get into some tips and tricks and experience information soon, but I wanted to show you guys the medal. This is the charity medal, and they do these ones, I think, quarterly, because the Pelafondos are quarterly. So I intend to get some of these ones. First of all, if I really like the charity, and second of all, if I really like the actual medal itself. Now, I happen to really like charity water. It's a charity that's gotten on my radar before, and so before I even saw the actual medal, like what it looked like, I went ahead and pre-ordered it because I love charity water. So I ended up doing that, and then seeing the medal is super cute, like blue and sparkly. Actually, that's so funny. My nails are blue and sparkly, so it matches right now. I just realized that, but I love the blue and sparkly against the bright yellow. It's just pretty, and I keep looking up because I'm looking at it in the little monitor viewfinder thing. So super cute, really like it. Their medals are really nice, heavy duty, high quality medals, which I really like. I don't know how many I'm going to accumulate. You can see there's my little growing medal collection. And this one says, I rode for water and I went far on the back. So it supports charity water, it says the Pelafondo on it. It's just really cute, and it tells you what it is for April 2022. So you have to pre-order these or order them shortly after the event if they have any left. And I just try to go ahead and pre-order them for the event, knowing that I'm going to give it my best shot. And I was really proud of myself this time, hitting 100. So we're going to talk actually the event itself. I'm going to define Pelafondo for you for 1 second. There's a thing called a Grand Fondo, and it is for actual like street real life bicycles, not for stationary bicycles, for real life bicycles. It's a long distance endurance event. That is something that the Pelafondo is based off of, but the Pelafondo happens every quarter, and you just pledge however many miles that you want to pledge. So I think the first time I tried to do the minimum, which was 35, and I ended up going way beyond 35. I felt really good about that. Then the second time I pledged 75 miles, and I think I hit right around 75 miles. And this time I pledged 90, and then shortly after decided I was gonna just do the 100. I wanted to get the 100 done. I was feeling pretty good about it. And you guys know for, gosh, this will be my third one. So for the last 3/4 of a year amount of time, I have been kind of training for this. I use Saturday as a longer type day. So I will spend usually like 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes even longer, up to 2 hours on the bike, and just, you know, get my endurance up. That's basically all this event really is. It's like an endurance, a test of your willpower and your ability to just keep going. And that's really what it felt like in the middle of it. But I try to make these Saturdays, when I can fit them in, just these longer things. So I kind of get used to the longer times on the bike, but I've never done past like 2 or 2.5 hours on those Saturdays, just on the actual Pelafondo weekend. So it is over a weekend, over Saturday and Sunday, and that's it. So you just do your best. Some people like bike all day long one of the days, bike all day long both of the days, or they pick times, they break it up multiple times during the day. And until this last one, I biked over the 2 days, but I did morning, afternoon, which is Stella's nap time or quiet time, and then morning, afternoon, which is Stella's nap time or quiet time the second day on Sunday. So I'll break it up into like 3 or 4 chunks, and usually I'm still not going past like a 2-hour mark. That's typically like the longest time I spend on it, but this time I knew I was gonna need more time on the bike at a time, and we had things to do on Saturday, like basically all afternoon we had a couple of things to do, and so I knew I wasn't gonna get that quiet time, and so I planned on just waking up super duper early both weekend days, and then just biking basically as long as I can until Stella wakes up. Olivia is self-sufficient, so she comes in and talks to me here and there after she wakes up, but otherwise she's pretty independent. She can handle her own stuff, and she'll like come and ask me for a snack or something. She'll be like, can I have XYZ snack? And I'm like, sure, go ahead, do whatever you want, watch whatever TV you want. For this, I'm like, I'm on the bike, I don't want to get off the bike. So she pretty much gets to do whatever, but that way I could just bike and Stella is asleep. So I broke it up into just 2 mornings, and I was able to get it done in 2 longer stretches, and I was really, really proud that I got it done. I felt invincible, and I still kind of feel invincible. This is the Monday after that I'm filming this, and it's like Hot Mess Express. I give 0 Fs. I went to the mom workout group today and showered, and this is just what I look like. So I'm just dealing with like the crazy half wet hair still. So I really enjoy doing this. It's a really fun thing. There is a Facebook group. All of the other Peloton Facebook groups each have basically their own like Pelafondo team. That's something I totally forgot to mention. There are teams. You don't have to be on a team if you don't want to, but it does make it a little bit more fun having a team. So I've done 3 different teams. The first time I rode with the broke ass bitch, and I really liked them. They're really fun. And then the second time I rode with the Queens of Peloton. That was just another group that I had found that I also really, really like. That's one group that's super motivating and inspiring, and they're really uplifting, like just to women in general. And I really like that. There's not very much cattiness in that group, which I appreciate. And then this last time I rode with Bradley Rose's fan page group. I really, really like that group because I love Bradley Rose. He's my favorite instructor by far. I still like multiple other instructors. There's only a couple of instructors that I just kind of avoid their classes altogether, to be honest. There's a couple that just, one of them, it's the voice for me. I just cannot do baby voice. So I took one of them. I hardly ever ride with her just because of the baby voice. And then there's one other one that I just don't jive with personality wise. So I try to avoid 2 for the most part, but everyone else I really, really like. And there are quite a few that I just love. And Bradley Rose happens to be just the top one for me. I've said this in other videos, but he's like the perfect amount of goofy and serious and motivating. He'll yell at you and get you to go and to push yourself. And then he will also just goof around and waste time, which is also really nice because it gets you laughing and it gets you not thinking about like, oh, I have 24 minutes left. Oh, I have 23 minutes left. And like you're counting down sometimes. That doesn't happen in his classes. It seems like they go really, really fast. And I really appreciate and enjoy that. And also he does really good shout outs. I've noticed that I really like the shout outs, and I've gotten a few from him that I really, really like. And all around, I just find his personality just really endearing. And I mean, who doesn't love a good British accent? He's British, so I really like that too. But anyway, I joined his Facebook fan page, and I'm also on Cody Rigsby's Facebook fan page. I really like the Boo crew as well, but the Bradley Rose group I just really, really like. And my bestie told me, oh, they have a team. Like, I'm gonna do them instead of the Queens of Peloton. I was like, I'm joining their team instead of the other one too. I felt kind of bad leaving the Queens team, but I really just love Bradley Rose and love that Facebook group and community and wanted to just join their team. So I joined that team, and I was really happy that I did. It was really motivating seeing all the stuff in the Facebook group. Okay, anyway, enough background. Like, teams are very important if you want to do it like that. And if you want to do solo, you don't have to join a team. It's just basically like you're competing with yourself and you're trying to get miles for your team. And so a team will have like a total mileage that they're hoping to get, and you pledge whatever you want. It's just totally up to you, which is what's really fun about it. You're not stuck with any set limits or anything. The only limit is whatever you want to do within the 2 days. So it's really, really nice. So as far as getting 100 miles, this is by far a lot further than I went last time. I got 75-ish miles, a little bit over 75 because I know I hit the 75, but I don't know what the number is at this point. But I knew this was going to be a challenge. I had not trained the best because we've had just activities, like activities galore. They're taking over our lives, all the kids' activities, all the birthday parties, all the things. So it's been rough, like trying to fit it in on Saturdays, and it has not been going that great, but I have been really consistent about riding the bike lots of days during the week. So I felt like going into it, I was prepared as much as I could be prepared. So now we're going to talk like what I did, and these are going to be tips and take home ideas for you guys. So for one thing, like about 10 days out, usually they say 7 to 10 days. I've looked at like what to do if you're going to do a long distance endurance type of activity. So on the list, they say hydrate really well, make your workouts a little bit less intense, 7 to 10 days leading up to that. So that's what I did. Basically the whole last week, I ate more carbs. I didn't track calories or anything at all. I just ate what I wanted, snacked a bunch, like really just didn't pay attention to anything. I also really tried to stick with some water. I do not like track how much water I drink. I probably should, but I do not. So I was just trying to grab more water. And I also just really took it easy on my workouts. I did a lot more low key type of things, and I did not go to the moms group all last week. That was really intentional because the mom workout group kicks my ass and I didn't want to be sore going into this 2-day event when I knew I was really going to try to hit that 100. I just knew for me, I couldn't go to the mom group because when I'm there with all the moms, I don't think about how hard I'm pushing, and then I end up really sore for a couple of days. So I just committed to not going the whole week, and it was really hard because I'm like just now getting back into the mom group and loving it so much. And I did go today, even though I just did the 100 miles as of yesterday, but I really wanted to take it easy. I only did a couple of rides the whole last week, and my thought process for skipping rides and just doing a few rides was I wanted to be off the bike enough that I missed the bike, and that totally happened. I was really just itching to go Saturday morning because I had not taken very many rides during the week, and usually I'm on the bike most days. So it was definitely a different week, and it was really nice to have that like pre-event week where I'm like trying to do all the right things, also really trying to sleep well and get ready for this event. So when Saturday morning rolled around, I set the alarm and I got up at 5 a.m. And even on my early morning days, I get up at 5:45. So 5 a.m. was really early. It felt really early. And then I did it again on Sunday. I woke up at 5 a.m. and it was just tough. And I think part of me like being able to pull myself out of bed that second day, because I was a little bit tired, I was a little bit sore, but part of that was my bestie did this with me, and if it weren't for her, I would not have gotten it done. I just really think we were accountability buddies. We texted pretty much the whole time we were on the bike, mostly the same times of day. She did like one other session that I didn't end up doing, but for the most part, it was like morning times for us, and we just sat there basically for hours working on it, texting back and forth, enjoying like having each other there doing it with us. So that really helped. And she said the same thing. She said, I could not have done this if you had not been there with me, like cheerleading me on. And that's how I felt too. First of all, Sunday morning, did not want to get up at 5. Had the alarm go off and then set my alarm immediately for 6 o'clock. And then I laid there like, oh, but Kelly's gonna be up. And then I saw that she had texted me already. I was like, okay, I'm getting up. And it was like 5:03, like really quick. I just went ahead and got up and did it. And if I hadn't seen the message from her, I probably would have laid there. Same thing with her. I wrote her right back and she's like, I only got out of bed because I knew you were gonna be out of bed with me. So it was really just nice to have that partner. And I would just recommend, if you don't have somebody who's gonna do something like this with you, find an accountability buddy in one of the Facebook groups. There's so many Peloton Facebook groups of all sorts, and you can find an accountability buddy in there, and you could just text each other. That's what we do. We text pretty much all the time about Peloton things. She's my best friend, you know, we text about everything, but we especially text about Peloton stuff these days. But yeah, accountability buddy was really helpful and really crucial to me reaching my goal of 100 miles. So that was a really important step of it. And then I have 2 like nutrition-y type important steps. People say do electrolytes. I did not. I drank like a little bit of Gatorade one day and that was it. I just stuck to water. So I have a water recommendation. I love these Camelback Podium bottles. They are supposed to just fit in most bicycle like things, and they're squeezy, so you can just squeeze it or drink it and like no leak. It's really nice. It just has like a weird thing on the inside. And one thing I really like about these is it's easy to take apart and clean. And I like it's full of water because Stella was drinking out of this one. So I like that this piece comes off and then you can wash and reach every part of the contraption, which is nice. And there's a teeny tiny fly flying around. It's like starting when it gets hot in Texas, we got flies everywhere. It's annoying, but I love that this piece comes out and you can reach all the insides, the innards of it, and you can wash the whole thing, which is really nice. And I also like that they're leak proof because I have been known to drop a water bottle mid-ride and it's not good. So it's nice that this one is contained. Now I have water everywhere because it was all wet, but I really like it. And you can also lock these ones. So if you don't want water to come out, if you're sticking it in your bag and it could accidentally get squeezed, you can always lock it so no water will come out. So I love these bottles. I have 2 of these from Peloton. You guys know I've gotten referral credits out the wazoo, so I ended up ordering some of those first and just loving them. So I ended up getting just 2 of these purple ones on Amazon because Olivia really liked the Peloton ones and I was not about to let her take those ones from me. So I just ordered her some off of Amazon. And then I also just recently ordered 2 more off of Peloton because I got another referral credit. So I will be doing a Peloton haul coming up soon because I think now I've gotten 5 referrals and I've used for the year. So yeah, Peloton, life-changing, love it. I have my coupon code in all my Peloton videos if you're interested in getting a bike or a treadmill. It gives you guys a good little perk and it gives me referral credit. So I've been using those and I love shopping Peloton stuff. So anyway, getting a nice water bottle that you like. I really like those Pogo water bottles, but I find like having to flip the lid open mid-bike ride is just not happening. Like it's really annoying. So these ones are great. You can just squeeze it into your mouth and always have water. So I have 2 of these. You know, there's 2 cup holders. I have 2 of them ready to go. And thankfully, like Johnny and Olivia are both home so they can refill them for me as needed. Every so often I would try to take a drink of the water, especially like if the instructor's taking a drink of water, I'm taking a drink of water. So that's really crucial. And then also if you're doing a really long distance event, it's crucial to have some sort of nutrient. So like a Gatorade or electrolyte drink that's going to give you some electrolytes and also some calories, or also some sort of like carby thing like bananas, some small fruit, something that you can grab and eat. So I ended up choosing Cliff Bars. I really like them. They're like total carb heavy little granola bars and I love them. So I would just like break off a chunk of it every hour or so and eat like a little chunk of it just to help get me flowing and keep the energy up. And I definitely noticed it helped when you get really energy depleted. It's really nice to have that little boost of energy from the calories. So that's definitely something I totally recommend, something that you can grab. My bike right now doesn't have a shelf near it. It just has a windowsill. So I had them sitting on the windowsill. And I really think that was crucial to me just being able to keep going. I was getting to a point of exhaustion both days and I really just needed that little nibble of something that was good and gave me some calories basically. So I definitely recommend having water and some sort of snack nearby. Okay, so we're gonna touch into the part of the video that is not family friendly and very much TMI. So just be warned, put headphones on, make sure there's not littles around because we're gonna talk some weirdness and TMI stuff. So this was a highly recommended thing when we were like prepping for Pelafondo. They're like, order this right now, thank me later. And they were totally right. So I'm gonna go into some TMI personal information right now, but again, like I give 0 Fs right now. I feel invincible. I just did 100 miles on my stationary bike and I'm feeling great. So this is gonna be the TMI portion. So generally speaking, in my like everyday life, I wear thongs and I really just don't like panty lines. They're comfortable, doesn't bother me at all. When I am on the bike, I wear granny panties because I don't care what I look like. I'm in the room by myself. I don't care if I have panty lines. And I also just don't want that piece of fabric so close to my lady bits. I want the fabric a little bit further away because I'm gonna be sweating and I'm going to be sweating my literal butt off, especially for a long distance thing. So I generally wear granny panties that are not putting the fabric that's all swamp butt right next to my skin. So I was wearing granny panties and this is the only part of my body that was sore really bad. It was like my underbutt, like basically right where the granny panties go. It was very sore and people had recommended this Summer's Eve Anti-chafing gel, and it's so good. Active chafe gel, long-lasting comfort. Dual action prevents and relieves chafing. Helps protect delicate chafe-prone skin. I kept the box. This is what it looks like. You can order this on Amazon. It was like $8 or something. Super cheap. Here's what the tube looks like. It is just like cloudy looking, basically like lubricant so that you don't get rug burns or carpet burns or anything. Well, I got it just in case because everybody recommended it. Did not know that I was going to need it. And after the first day, my underbutt, like right where the panty line was really red and it felt like rug burn or carpet burn. It was from the panties rubbing against my skin, and like when you're pedaling on the bike, that part of your butt is moving when you're pedaling up and down. So definitely recommend this. Even if you don't think you need it, put it on your underbutt and thank me later. So that's just something that I ended up using the second day because I'm like, wow, you know, that part of my butt feels like I got a rug burn. So I definitely put it on the second day. It helped a lot. It does say it relieves, and it definitely relieved it, and it did not get worse the second day. And I was really thankful that all the ladies recommended it because I think I would have been in so much underbutt pain the second day had I not had this. So highly recommend this. I thought about just like putting on a thong the second day, but then I'm like, I do not want to be like all of my lady bits covered in sweat. It's really nice to just have the underwear a little bit further away from your skin than like, you know, how a thong goes. So yeah, definitely recommend this. I will link to it for you guys because I just got it off Amazon and it works great. It's definitely, it has like the silky feeling when you're like applying it, and it works great. And you can put it in sensitive areas. So yeah, that's the weirdness portion of the video. We'll get back to just talking about 100 miles. We're gonna go back to the beginning. So I've been working out. This is gonna be my second year of working out just in general. And I was talking to Johnny like midway through the Pelafondo. He had asked me something about it because he's taken a few rides here and there, but he's like dying on the rides, you know, just like me, like in the beginning. Like the first rides you take, it's really uncomfortable, your butt's hurting, you don't know what you're doing, and you're breathing a lot, you don't know how to regulate everything. And that's like his level right now. He's a beginner biker because he doesn't bike like I have the last basically year. This is my year anniversary of having the bike, but I was working out since the December or something before that. So it's been a while. I feel pretty experienced with it. Anyway, we were having this conversation and I was like, you know, I was a couch potato 2 years ago. Just total couch potato. We took walks, but that was about it. I chased after my kids. That was considered my like activity level. Like I live on the couch, I do chores and chase my kids, and that's it. Like I don't have any working out. I had friends and neighbors who worked out, and I kind of thought that was a little bit weird. I think it's kind of culty. I never was into it. I never have really worked out as an adult. I did some like minor sporty type of recreational things as a kid, but I was just not an active person, and that was just not part of like me growing up. Like I didn't have active family members, and it just was not part of my life that much. You know, I did a few activities and sports here and there, but it just wasn't a big priority. So this is just totally a new thing, like getting active and starting to get heart healthy and just have an active lifestyle and like actively work out. And that's like a big priority for me, and it's a big part of my day, and it's something I look forward to now. It was like a week that I didn't work out at all, and I felt really blue, like actually had workout withdrawals. So really going from like never working out and being a couch potato, you know, a year and a half later to being able to pump through 100 miles. And yes, I know it's not like real 100 miles on the road. Let's get that straight. I know that it's not the same thing, but if I can ride 100 miles on a bike that goes nowhere, I could do 100 miles. I feel pretty dang proud of myself, and I feel pretty invincible. Like that was pretty awesome. And I still, like looking back today, I had this thought in my head. I was like, dang, I just did that. Like, I can't believe I just did that, because that's a really cool thing. And it definitely did not take away from family time or anything. I worked it around that. I just woke up early both days. I ended up at Stella's nap time on Sunday. I did end up taking a nap because I just hit the wall. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I need a nap. So I did end up taking a nap, and Johnny and Livy went to the pool while Stella had her nap and I had my nap. Other than that, like, it didn't really affect much. And I ended up taking ibuprofen both nights just because I was a little bit sore and wanted to be able to sleep without like being really sore. So I think that helped a lot as far as like the muscle inflammation and things like that and the soreness. But I woke up feeling pretty good today, and I thought for sure, like, I really thought tomorrow I'm gonna feel like absolute crap. I'm not gonna be able to go to workout group or anything, and I ended up still going to workout group. I feel like my muscles feel tired, but they don't feel painful or sore or anything. I went to bed last night with a little bit of soreness in my knee, and it wasn't the knee I tweaked when I did my little running stint a long time ago. It was the other knee. So it's just a weird thing that I felt in my knee, just a little bit of soreness, but everything else felt fine. And like even doing the workout group today, I definitely felt like I was not like working out to my normal like energy level. I wasn't able to like put as much effort into it, and I didn't feel like I was doing as good of a job. I just felt tired. Like my body is just tired. So I think that's okay. Like that seems pretty normal after something that's a longer endurance activity, but I'm surprised I'm not sore or more miserable today than I am. Like I feel great. I feel still like that runner's high type of thing. And I definitely got that like midway through my workout Saturday, and again midway through my workout Sunday. I was like, I don't feel my butt. It feels numb. I don't care about it. I'm just like singing along to the songs, jamming out, rocking out, feeling just this euphoria. Like I'm really high off of this bike. I know one of the days, I don't even know which day, I was like riding to Kelly, like just really peppy and lots of exclamation marks. And I was like, I think I'm on a runner's high, because I feel like really like my messages are crazy right now. But I just really had a good time with it. And we both agreed we don't want to do 100 next time, because it was a lot. Like the last 20 miles was really tough, and we're both like, we're not giving up. We're this close. We're not giving up now. Like our butts feel dead, but we're gonna push on. We're gonna do this. I ended up having to stand up out of the saddle quite a bit. Like for this one, you sit and you pedal on a pretty low resistance, unless you're like trying to get higher resistance. But for me, I want to stay in zone 2, which is like a power zone thing. You stay in zone 2, which is your like comfortable pace that you could maintain for hours. You get a little bit breathless, but you can still maintain it. And that's where I tried to stay, but I would have to get out of the saddle just to give my butt a break. So I would pump up the resistance for a little while and take like a minute or two out of the saddle, and then I could sit back down. But by the end, my butt hurt so bad. Just that underbutt part, it was just so sore and so tired of sitting on it. But yeah, this stuff totally helped. But anyway, I think that's all the Pelafondo goodness I have to share with you guys. I'm just really proud of myself, and I wanted to put this video out to give you guys my tips, just to tell you guys how awesome it was. I would definitely recommend, if you're a Peloton person, give it a try. When I first signed up for my first one, I thought you had to do 35 miles. I thought that was the minimum, but I've seen people do way less than that, so I really don't think there's a minimum. I would just highly recommend giving it a try, like see what your body can do, and you'll be surprised, really surprised. And Kelly and I are both like, wow, I cannot believe we did that. Like, we got it done. We went 100 miles over the weekend, and it was awesome. And I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked we did it. And I'm so freaking proud of her. I'm so freaking proud of myself. And I just wanted to put this video together to document it and to tell you guys my tips, to show you guys the pretty charity medal. And definitely I will link to Charity Water because they are a great, great organization. I'll leave my Peloton link down below. I'll link to all the stuff that I mentioned linking to, and I think that's it. So I hope you guys liked it. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.